Hey Google, where do white people come from?
According to Wikipedia, the Caucasian race was historically regarded as a biological taxon which, depending on which of the historical race classifications was being used, usually included ancient and modern populations from all or parts of Europe, Western Asia, Central Asia, South Asia, North Africa, and the Horn of Africa.
Damn, so what the hell are they then? So Caucasians are all these people? Can someone Huh? What? Where do white people come from?
Where did white people come from? The simple answer, and quick to the point, is they came from Mount Seir. All right, that is their heritage from the Most High over in Petra, Jordan. They have monuments there of the Edomites that are there. That's their biblical nationality. And the Most High set up righteousness and wickedness between two brothers, Esau and Jacob. Isaiah 45:7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Kwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and shalom to the believers, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Esau Edom, the father of the Edomites. They made up the Greco-Roman Empire, known in the Bible as the Dragon. The people being the Edomites, the serpent seed line, or the seed descendants classified as the wicked on the earth. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And this would be the Edomites.
Are the ancestors of the Romans, and indeed of all Europeans and the entire Christian world. Moreover, our tradition tells us that the Edomites are the ancestors of the Romans, and indeed of all Europeans and the entire Christian world. Moreover, our tradition tells us that the Edomites are the ancestors of the Romans, and indeed of all Europeans and the entire Christian world.
All right, that is the answer to the question, the so-called white people, okay? Genesis 36:1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Verses 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. These are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in Mount Seir. So the Lord raised up Esau, Edom, all right, the firstborn son of Isaac. And they started out as base men, and the Lord raised them out of that dark state. But they were the original cavemen, all right. And the Lord allowed them to rule the earth in wickedness, as the Greeks and the Romans, all right. Okay, but we're gonna fast forward till our time. When they were ruling as the Romans, they were taken down in 300 AD, and Jacob began ruling the Negroes over there in Europe. All right, and they ruled for 1,000 years. All right, in the 1300s, that's when the so-called white man was raised back up by the Most High, and they began to take down Jacob, the Israelites. Okay, in Europe. All right. So we'll go ahead and read his. We'll begin with the origin story. Genesis 25 and 21. And it reads, "And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb." All right, so the twin boys, and the first came out red. Okay, he came out red. They're not white people; they're red people. Red all over, like an hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Okay. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. Okay. If you Google hunting, you find the so-called white man is a great hunter. Okay. They even hunt giraffes and lions. A man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. All right. And Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. So Isaac loved Esau for the deer meat. Okay. All right. And we know that what happens each year in Virginia. All right. Or around the country, I don't know other dates, but I know in Virginia, in November is hunting season, and that's when all the so-called white men take off work to go hunting. So it holds true. Okay. All right. So, and Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat his venison, and Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Salaki. Therefore his name was called Edom. And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright, and that's the birthright of Abraham and Isaac, his father. Okay, they were in the chosen line. All right, as the sons of God. Okay, the Lord was dealing with these men. Okay, but he rejected it. All right. Okay, so we'll go to 2nd Esdras 3 and 16. All right, so they would be given a blessing of rulership, but they would but Esau would only rule temporarily. And that's what's happening now as we speak. They're currently in rulership temporarily. All right, 3 and 16. And again, they come from Mount Seir, okay, in that area of Jordan. It'd be Petra Jordan over there in Mount Seir. Okay, that's where they come from. 2nd Esdras 3 and 16. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. So he was rejected. And so Jacob became a great multitude. All right. So this Bible was set up primarily. The two boys would be the main characters in terms of this Bible. Okay, one will be in rulership, ruling in wickedness, and the other would usher in with Yahweh Shai, the kingdom of heaven. All right. And it would be ruled in righteousness, and all the laws, statutes, and commandments that were written for the Israelites would be enforced. Okay. And that's what this Bible is all about. Okay. It's not about everyone in the whole world, because everyone in the whole world is not going to inherit the promises. Only the descendants and seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will inherit the promises. Okay. All right. So Esau, Edom, is the wicked on the earth. Okay. The Lord chose him to bring forth wickedness in the earth. All right. They are also known as a serpent, the seed of the serpent. Okay. All right. The seed line of the serpent. Okay. In other words, they would possess in them the spirit of the devil, Satan himself. Okay. Malachi 1 and verses 4, 1 and verses 1. Malachi 1 and verses 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, whose name is Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord Yahweh. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. And this is a future prophecy, whereas Babylon, the great America, will be a wasteland for desert creatures. Okay, because it's going to be destroyed in World War III, Armageddon. Verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. They're the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. So the Lord set them up to be the wicked in the earth. Okay, we'll go to Isaiah 45 and 7. All right. And it reads, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So he set up and created Esau to be the wicked in the earth. Okay. So have you ever heard of the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of? By tracking his behaviors and ways, you should be able to find out whether this is true. All right. He is the physical representation of the devil and Satan on earth. All right. The devil meaning accuser, false accuser of the brethren, which are the Israelites. All right. All right. Satan meaning the adversary of the Most High. All right. Herod the Great, all right, in the scriptures, all right, in Matthew, was an Edomite. Okay. And we can read about this story of how his wickedness was. Okay. All right. Because he was the king of Judea. All right. Matthew 2 and 13. This was after the prophets had told the king that it was going to be a savior, Yahweh Shai, the one they called Jesus, would be born. And he told them to come back to him and tell them where this child would be. All right. Matthew 2 and 13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word. For Herod, he's an Edomite, will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt have I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. So you see that? All right. So that's the wickedness of Esau, Edom. Okay. All right. They gained the dominion in the 1300s. All right. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20. All right. After the Roman Empire failed, they rose back into power in the 1300s. Okay. Revelation chapter 20 and 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Bound him 1,000 years, not a spirit. Okay. Not the spiritual demon Satan. This is telling you about Esau, Edom, the man who is red, okay, like an hairy garment. All right, his nation of people. The dragon is representative of the Roman Empire. All right, okay, they fell, all right, in 300, like 96 AD, but we'll just say 1,000 years from 300 to, because that's what's written, to 1300s. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, verse 1, the bottomless pit being Europe, and a great chain in his hand, which means prison or slavery, right? Mainly prison. He locked them up mentally, so they couldn't rise. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, all right, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. It's a people. It's not some kind of creature. It's a people, a nation. Right, the nation of Edom was bound for 1,000 years. This is the so-called Dark Ages. And cast him into the bottomless pit of Europe, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. So he'll be loosed a little season. We're in that season of his rulership right now. Okay, we're in it. We're living in it. Then we go to 7. What will happen after the 1,000 years expired? In the 1300s, what will he actually do? All right, he established the Renaissance period, right? All right, which included Michelangelo and all them. And they started painting the images of the Negroes that was ruling over there in Europe. Okay, they call it iconoclasm. All right, this was a part of the deception that they would bring. Verse 7, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Okay, that was a prison he was in, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth. All right, how did they do that? With white Jesus, they claim that the image of the Hamashiach looked like them. Okay, so people bowed. They forced the people to bow down to that image of Jesus Christ. Right. Right, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth. All right, they also deceived the nations with the red shield, or the Rothschilds, Rockefellers with the so-called pharmaceutical drugs. They deceived the world into thinking that they had all the answers as far as medicine is concerned, when basically your medicine was, according to the scriptures, is the herbs and the fruit. Okay, that's what the Lord gave to man to heal himself: the herbs and the fruit, the leaves of trees, and okay, that's what the Lord has given to us to heal us. But they changed that to pharmaceuticals. And when you look up pharmaceutical in the blue letter of the Bible, in the concordance, you'll find that pharmaceutical means a pharmakia. It's pharmakia in the Greek, and this being witchcraft. Okay, so they brought that and they deceived the world with that. And also Rockefellers deceived the world with debt, made everyone debt slaves. Okay, here in America. All right, debt slaves. And they formed the IRS for us to pay them back. Okay, and that's the truth. So they deceive the world in many numerous ways. The main one would be through Christianity and white Jesus. They have over 2 billion Christians in the world worshiping this white Jesus when the Savior is a Negro according to the scriptures. All right. Verse 8 again, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. And then the Lord flashes forward to the future, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle. Gog being Russia, okay, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea, and that's happening right now. Nations are waging war with Israel, okay, over there right now on a small level, but it's going to escalate. It's going to have to escalate to World War III. All right, we can see it happening. And they went up to the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about in the beloved city, and fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them. Okay, so that's going to be the future of Esau, Edom. All right, it's going to be nuclear fire through Armageddon and from the chariots of the Heavenly Father. All right, verse 10, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire. That's going to be the nuclear destruction that's coming, Armageddon, along with Yahushai's return to deliver the elect out of this destruction. All right, where the beast, the Roman Empire, and the false prophet are, the Catholic Church, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. So they're going to be destroyed. That's it. Okay, that's what that means. All right, so that's what's going to happen. The future prophecy for Esau is destruction. All right, so they gained the dominion and they put the jewels of the Most High in slavery. The tribe of Judah was on the coast of West Africa. Was on the coast of West Africa. They migrated there from the being driven from Israel in 70 AD. All right, they escaped, because Yahushua told them what was going to happen. That when they see the surrounding of the city, to flee into the mountains. All right, it's in the book of Luke. Okay, I think chapter 21. All right, and they put the Negroes and the Native American tribes of Israel into slavery. All right. Hold on. So yeah, they put the Negroes into slavery. They had posts over there in West Africa. Portugal did. So in the 1300s, they enslaved all the people with an edict. You can look it up. It's called Dom de Varius, and they told everyone that if you don't become a Roman Christian, you're going to be a slave. Okay, and a lot of our people were tortured and put to death in the Spanish Inquisition, and they had something called the auto de fe. You can look that up, auto de fe. All right, okay, and then they came over when they came over to the Americas, and they entered with a sword. That's one reason why you see Christianity so widespread, all right, and Catholicism, all right. But their violence shows who they are, okay. They lynched, hanged, they fed the children of Judah, the Negroes, to alligators. They chopped off women's breasts, all right. The they chopped off the hands of the Puerto Ricans, the Tainos of over there in Puerto Rico and on those lands. All right, that's why we know we are the children of Israel. Okay, because we experience from the same nation destruction, and it all came by Yahweh's word. Okay, he said it would happen if we turn against him. All right, our forefathers. All right, I guess we can read that real quick. I think it's 1 Kings 9:6. It says, "But if ye shall at all turn from following me, ye or your children, and will not keep my commandments and my statutes, which I have set before you, but go and serve other gods and worship them, then will I cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them, and this house which I have hallowed for my name will I cast out of my sight, and Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all people." You're going to be called niggas. Mexicans called wetbacks. I think the Puerto Ricans spics, and Native Americans tonto, what have you. We would call names. Okay, that's at Deuteronomy the 28th and the 37th verse. Okay, and at this house which is high, everyone that passes by it, it shall be astonished and shall hiss, and they shall say, "Why has the Lord Yahweh done thus unto this land and to this house?" And they shall answer, "Because they forsook the Lord Yahweh their power, which brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt, and have taken hold upon other gods, and have worshipped them and served them. Therefore has the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua brought upon them all this evil." And that's what came upon us, and the Lord delivered us into the hand of our enemies. And number one enemy being Esau, Edom. We can get that at Psalms 83. Psalms 83. So he set up Esau, Edom to be the whooping stick for Judah and Israel. Psalms 83. All right, verse 3. All right. And this is, I think it's a Psalm of David. It said, "Keep not silence, O power. Hold not thy peace." This is verse 1. "And be not still, O power, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones." And we know we were hidden until the prophets came on the scene and told us we was Israelites. Okay, they have said, "Come and let us come off. Let us cut them off from being a nation." All right, let me read that again. Verse 4. "They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee," confederate against Yahweh. Okay, and these are the nations. The number one is the tabernacles of Edom. Okay, him along with these other nations, okay, all right, are enemies of the Israelites. All right, and they were able to bring us down low into captivity and slavery and keep us down. Okay, and the Lord allowed them to do this. All right, so I won't go into the other nations, but I'll stick with mainly the tabernacles of Edom for this lesson. All right, that's what we're dealing with. All right, they're the number one enemy of the Israelites. Okay, all right, so we'll go to Joel 3 verses we'll go verses 3. Joel 3:3. "And they have cast lots for my people." This is talking about the Africans. They sold us to the nation of Edom, "and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine?" These are Africans here. Will you render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. This being the point, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. All right, so we were sold by the Africans to the so-called white man. All right, when we go to Amos 1 and 11, the Lord tells you this. All right, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof." So they're going to be punished in the future. All right, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Okay, just think of George Floyd, Emmett Till, and so forth. The anger of this nation of people against the Negroes, so-called African Americans, who are Israelites. Okay, the royal house of Judah. All right, Ezekiel 35 and 5. So what we're trying to establish is we're trying to figure out who this is, and we're telling you their track record. Okay, the Lord set them up to be the wicked. They are the most violent people on the earth. Okay, all right. Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast hated, Salakia, forgive me, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Okay, so the Lord has judgment prepared for them. It's going to be settled during the destruction by way of Armageddon and nuclear war. Okay, Deuteronomy 28. Also, the Great Tribulation, famine, pestilence, all of that's gonna take them out. Okay, all right. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. All right. All right. Verse 49, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. So swift as the eagle, that's the symbol of United States, the symbol of Edom. Okay. Obadiah 1 and 10. Obadiah 1 and verses 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. So you see that? Shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So that's the future judgment, for the violence. Okay. All right. You got to understand all the lynching that went on. 4,000 Negroes were lynched that are recorded. Actually recorded is more than that, but at the museum over there, the lynching museum in I think it's in Alabama, I think. Okay, Georgia or Alabama. All right, he used divide and conquer tactics to separate the tribes. All right, so-called Negro, the Hispanic, Latino, the Mexicans. They had a caste system which they put the Negro at the bottom and everyone else above, the Latinos, Native Americans, and so forth. That's what they did. It's called divide and conquer. All right. They also blasphemed the Lord, all right, by setting up themselves again as the image of the Most High, of the Savior, and they also put themselves out there to be the that they look like the Most High, the angels, and so forth. In which all you had to do is go to Google Images and you'll see that. Okay, Google Images. All right. So again, the term devil means slanderer, accuser, false accuser, and slander. And it's applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. All right, so that's a complete definition for that in the Greek. Okay. All right. Satan, meaning adversary. Okay. That's the main thing you need to understand. They're adversarial against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. All right. All right. So, with all that being said, does Esau fit? All right, being the so-called white man. All right. They set up a rulership over here in America, Babylon the Great, without the laws of the Most High. They gave us Hollywood, which is based on witchcraft. Our people have to do atrocious and wicked things in order to make all the millions of dollars. All right, that's come out. Most people already understand that. They have the porn industry. All right, they converted the natural cures of the earth into synthetic drugs. All right. And they make people pay for it. Okay. And people get sick and they die from a lot of these drugs. All right. All right. You remember the potion, which only took 6 months. All right. From the pestilence we just had. Okay. And they also gave sodomites rights. Okay. Which is against the Most High. And it's an abomination. All right. Sodomy is worthy of death. Okay, according to the Most High. Leviticus 20 and 13. All right. Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. Okay, so in the ancient world, the anyone who lied with mankind, all right, men on men, women on women, they would be stoned to death or they would be burned alive. Okay, one or the other. But here they were given Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, all right, gave them Pride Month, okay, and celebrated them and gave them marital rights, okay. So all of this is to identify them. You know where they come from now, okay. I told you they come from Mount Seir. They are the child of Isaac and Rebekah, and they're this twin brother of the Israelites, okay, the Negroes, Native American, Hispanics. All right, that's who they are. That's where they come from. They come from Mount Seir. All right. They eventually became the Greeks and the Romans. They ruled for thousands of years. Okay, so the Lord was merciful for them, and to this day, they have more than a lot of them. The rich elite have more than a heart can wish. Okay. All right. 2 Thessalonians 2 verses 3. But in the end, they will be destroyed from the earth. And that's what this movie is about, called the Bible, right? 2 Thessalonians 2 and verses 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that's Esau, okay? And perdition meaning slavery, all right, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High. That's what they do. They exalt themselves above all that is called God and the Most High. All right, we know this because they have the UN has signed on with the World Economic Forum, and World Economic Forum states that they will be gods, and that they will pretty much have a right to pretty much institute their desires on mankind instead of they can replace the Most High. That's what they're stating. Okay, all right. Noah Harari and Klaus Schwab. You can check them out. Okay. All right. They want to institute all the new surveillance technology, and they want to put a chip into your brain. All right. All of that. They're the ones gonna bring it forth. All right. So verse 4: who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. All right, and that's where the prophets of our time, the men of the Lord, the Negroes mainly, and the rest of the tribes come in at. We're revealing him on YouTube to the world. Okay, we're telling you that the so-called white man is the devil and Satan. He is the wicked on the earth. Okay, we're telling you that. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 6: and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time, for the mystery of iniquity does already work. Because he's been wicked this whole time. Okay, all the way back into the ancient world, when he was in power, they were wicked. Okay, for the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let. The Lord is letting him be, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. The spirit of his mouth is the prophets, the men of the Lord, who are speaking these words into existence in the earth. Okay, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right, he's going to come. Yahushua is going to return in the chariots of the Lord. All right, in those bright space-like vehicles. All right, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. After the working of Satan. Okay, that's talking about Esau, Edom. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Okay, and that would be the MOTB. All right. They're going to say that it's only for our safety to have it. Okay, the MOTB and the brain C-hip that they're going to put into your brain. They're going to say it's for your safety. All right, the biometric ID, in order to, it's only for your safety. All right, because there's too many people coming in the country who we can't figure out who they are. So we need to get a digital ID, a global digital ID, and they need to get, eventually they're going to go with the MOTB. They're going to take that digital ID and put it into your hand. All right, or into your head. Okay. All right. So Ezekiel 28 and verse 1 describes them as well. All right, as wanting to be as the Most High. Ezekiel 28 and 1. The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, thus, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of the Most High, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, or God, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am the Most High? But thou shalt be a man, and no power in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of the strangers, for I have spoken it, saith Yahweh. And that's the decree of the Lord against these Edomites during this time. Okay, all right, that we're living in. They want to control all the resources of the planet. All right, they've created fake meat. They don't want farmers to raise cattle. They removed all the seeds from the fruit. All right. They don't want you to grow your own food because they want to control you. They have 750 military bases in 80 countries. All right. They sanction all countries that do not comply with their agendas. All right. Let's read that. Revelation. All right. Because by doing this is what has invoked the anger of the other nations to stockpile their weapons and get ready. All right. All right. So Isaiah 14, I think it's verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? So who is the oppressor? Is a so-called white man. He oppresses other nations. Like I just mentioned, they have over 750 military bases in 80 countries. The golden city ceased. All right. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. And that's our economy and our dollar falling. That's what's happening now. And this being the point, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, okay, sanction, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth, okay. So because of their ways, wicked ways, America will be destroyed, okay. So they do fit the characteristics of the Edomites, the wicked, okay, who the Lord hates. All right. They bombed Hiroshima. King Leopold conquered the Congo and cut off the hands of anyone who could not meet their quota in gold. They stole America. They took Israel as well. All right. All right. Let's read that. Ezekiel 36. All right, they took those lands, America and Israel. Okay. All right, 36:5, Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea. Idumea means Edom, which have appointed my land, Israel, we know is his land, into their possession with the joy of all their heart, and with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Okay, so that's what they have done. Okay. All right, we'll start. I missed a few points here. I started 2. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in our possession. That will be Esau, Edom. They gained the ancient high places. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side. That'll be the Israelites, Judah and Israel. that ye might be possession unto the residue of the heathen. We became the possession because they scattered us, okay, on these slave cargo ships to different lands. People, they bought and sold us. And ye are taken up in the lips of talkers and are an infamy of the people. Oh, look at those, those Negroes there. Yeah, that's what they did. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord power. Thus saith the Lord power of the mountains. Thus saith the Lord power to the mountains and the hills, to the rivers and the valleys, to the desolate waste, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Therefore, saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which is Edom, Esau, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart. You see that? They took both lands, okay? They took mainly the land of he's speaking of is Israel, but they also took America as well. And they murdered the northern kingdom tribes and the Native Americans and such. They've appointed my land into their possession with joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. Okay? So these are the things that they have done. Okay? All right? Psalms 49 and 11. All right? This is another characteristic. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and that their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So they're giving us a clue here. All right. They took over different lands and called themselves after the lands. All right. But wherever they are, they're still biblically the Edomites. Okay. All right. So I could go on forever about the destructive nature of Esau. All right. And I hope this lesson was edifying. I hope that you were able to get understanding from it. All right. They originate from Mount Seir, Petra Jordan, over in the Middle East or Western Asia. Okay. With that, I say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikak, Gwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and Shalom to the believers, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Shalom.